Welcome, everyone. I am Lawrencia Moten alongside Courtney Tate. Our sideline reporter Nia Simone will be joining us in a few. Now, both of these teams have very similar records. The Trojans are coming in at 6-6. The Rams at 6-5. And Courtney, they actually have the same interconference record of 2-1. So talk to me about those players that are really helping these teams get it done.
Yeah, Lawrencia
Moten alongside Courtney Tate. Our sideline reporter Ashley Holder will be joining us in a moment. Now, Courtney, this is the first meeting between the Grizzlies and the Panthers, and we have two teams with almost the same record. Moments away from tip-off here at James M. Delmar Fieldhouse in Houston, Texas, for a very great cause. Coaches versus Racism Round Ball Classic featuring the Prairie View A&M Panthers and the University of Montana Grizzlies. Working the ball around, and Josh Bannon, your player to watch, knocks down the big three early on. First, start Hegel Augustine. Three from the corner is good, and we have a 3-3 game. Josh Bannon in that sweet spot. Nice dump down to Sean Thomas, and he gets the easy two. Orlando Martin Jr. with a cross-court pass. And then Moody doing what he does. He averages 14.3 points per game, transferring. He's the most experienced player on this team. Let's take another look at that spectacular shot. But let's take a look at him reacting. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can go on forever.
Hello, everyone. Charlie Neal, along with my partner, Lawrencia Moten. Also, Courtney Tate will join us in a moment. And you're talking about going into the last month of the regular season, Lawrencia. You have all 12 teams vying for a spot in the tournament in March. And one of the reasons that Grambling is struggling a little bit and trying to come back and win today is because they've lost 3 games in a row.
Yes, but one young lady that is going to help them change that around is Amanda Blake. Now, standing at 6'2", she's actually the tallest player on this team, right? Which means that they don't have a very big team at all. But listen, what they don't have in height, they make up with in heart. And she's the heart of this team. Coach says that she's the anchor. She's the most dependable player on this team, and no matter what day it is, he knows that she's going to go in and play hard. And she holds her own around the boards, which I think is why she's going to be successful today against the Hornets. Yeah, so one of the main keys for the Tigers is rebounding, which is limiting second chance points, right? So more specifically, offensive rebounds. In the last 3 games that they lost, they got out-rebounded in every single game. So it's super huge for this team if they want to be successful. Let's take another look at that beautiful three right at the top of the key. Nobody was on her. Hand down, man down. She made it. Great finish right there by Sanders. You know, Coach calls her the Energizer Bunny for this team. You mentioned the fact that she's got some starts in the last few games, but whether or not she starts, she's definitely going to make an impact on the game. Now, the better you defend, the more chances and more opportunities you get on offense. Now, if you're guarding Ward, you know you have to get in front of her. You have to front the post. You just can't let them see her, because back to the basket, she is extremely dangerous. Alabama State in their 1-4 high. You see the guards coming off of those double screens, and they're looking for that high-low action. Charlie Shemaya Ward is impacting this game in more ways than one, right? She started off the scoring, but she did not stop there. Everything she wants, she's basically getting. She's 3 for 4 from the field so far with 6 points.
And 3 rebounds. Crazy second quarter, isn't it?
Definitely, but now one young lady that has been turning it up for Alabama State is Shemaya Ward. Now, we talked about the fact that she was dealing with injuries, but by the way she's playing tonight, you cannot tell at all. I mean, she's getting everything she wants, from back to the basket, moves to drives into the paint, and it's been really hard for Grambling to stop her. You see her defensive presence, and I mean, her size isn't extremely big, but she's able to do exactly what she wants. And it's going to be huge. Coach talked about going into halftime, the fact that leadership is going to be huge, so they're going to look to lean on her going into the second half. You know, Coach Freeman Jackson says they're doing all the right things. They just have to put the ball in the basket. So it's going to start on the defensive end and then making easy shots. Leah Morrow really putting the team on her back from the defensive to the offensive end. A great baseline drive and a finish on 2 defenders.
9 of 9.
Free throws are so important, especially in games like this. They're playing extremely fast and getting downhill. So making those easy buckets when it's free are going to be important. And this is going to be a tale of 2 very different teams. Now the Explorers are returning 9 players, their entire starting 5. The Hawks on the other side lost their 2 leading scorers, but they've replaced them with some young and hungry players. Now my player to watch is a young and hungry player. She's a freshman point guard on UMES, Jayla Bannerman. Now listen, she's averaged 8.7 points this season, but last week she was the MEAC Rookie of the Week. Now on the visiting side, Taylor School. I mean, you just can't say enough about this young woman. As she goes, the team goes. And every single win that they've had, she's had over 20 points a game. So when she shows up, they do great things.
Nice bucket. Nice little bucket by Gabby Crawford.
Too easy for Gabby Crawford. I mean, this young woman can score. She's a transfer from Ole Miss. Last season was her first season with the Explorers. So she's played at a very high level, and if it wasn't for injury, she would have played more last season.
Warmed up quick.
They sure did. I mean, they had 4 turnovers in the first quarter, but in the past 15 minutes, they have not turned the ball over at all. They've shot 50% from 3. Now, you talked about nationally how good they are from beyond the arc. And in a minute, we're going to show you guys the highlights because they have been draining pretty much everything that they've wanted. The Hawks are playing very hard, though.
Yeah. 48-28.
Zamara Haynes, I mean, she has the right look, but those passes are just a little bit too hard, especially when you're close in proximity to your players. You just have to put a little bit more touch on the ball. Moving on a string, the Explorers are really moving as the ball is in the air, and that's something that you're taught. Don't just wait till the ball gets to your player's hand. Move with the flight of the ball.
Who are they going to look to?
They're going to look to Cartier Gordon. Now, Cartier is this team's silent assassin. He stands at 6'9", but at that frame, he has huge ability to score the ball around the basket, and he leads the team in rebounds, 5th in the SWAC in rebounding, 2nd in the conference in block shots, and this team's 3rd leading scorer. Now, Charlie, you talked about that loss, but he had 10 points and shot 5 for 6 from the field. Now for the Hornets, the home team, TJ Madlock is my player to watch. Now, he's coach's son, yes, but he's 19 years old and he's being asked to do a lot. He's asked to guard the best player on the other team, and he helps run the team. He leads them in assists. Taking care of the ball is going to be huge for both of these teams, Charlie. Now, Grambling in that loss to Alcorn, they had 17 turnovers, which is very uncharacteristic of them. Jordan O'Neal was one of the returners from last season, and Coach Madlock got this job pretty late. He actually signed his papers in April,
right.
And during that time, 10 players put their names in the transfer portal. So it was hard for him to kind of convince players to stay, but he was able to convince Jordan O'Neal to stay and kind of build this program.
Basically with just 9 assists all season long, and that was a big assist that time.
This team is not huge in assists at all. You know, they are more of an ISO, break you down, one-on-one playing type of team. So seeing them pass is really big. When you double in the post, somebody is always open, and it's a great job of Cartier Gordon being able to see that cross-court pass to reverse the basketball. High post is exactly where you want it when you go against a zone, and Grambling is able to get it there every chance that they want. You know, we talked about it when we were looking at the standings. There's so many ties within the SWAC, and that's simply because no team is unbeatable. So it's going to come down to consistency, Charlie. And when you have a player that averages over 14 points a game, you can't have a game like tonight where you only have 5 and we're already in the second half. You've got to have that consistency. We're in the home of a very successful Virginia State University men's basketball team who's only lost 2 games on this court, and both of them were only by 3 points, Courtney. And tonight they have a very good competitor, the Winston-Salem State University Rams, who have an overall record of 10-2 and are ranked 2nd in the CIAA Conference Southern Division standings.
That's right, Lawrencia.
Jalen Gibson down low in his sweet spot. The ball's denied by Stephon Roberts, who entered the game not too long ago. Roberts, the junior 6'10" center from Brooklyn, New York, bringing that New York attitude.